The focus and approach that I take for consulting work is to work with managers and their teams with the baseline that the teams are already working fairly effectively and that they need and want to take the next step. It's kind of ironic that there's no upper limit to how great a team could get. So I'm often working with teams that are quite high functioning and that need and want to take those next steps to work even higher, even higher. So it's just a terrific place to be. And often managers realize they might have a brand new team, or the team is facing some very, very big challenges, and it's even more important for the team members to be working well together to figure out how to focus on and take advantage of each of the team members' strengths, as well as making sure that their communications, their team handoffs, the way that they make decisions, that they are as smooth as possible. And it's astonishing what happens when teams have conversations and take the time to have conversations that they haven't had before, how it changes everything. So I think about it as sometimes the going slow in order to go fast. So they might go slow, meaning take a day or two to work with me facilitating their conversations, and then all of a sudden they see their results and their activities happening way faster than if they had just been trying to push harder and harder. The tools that I use include using the Myers-Briggs type indicator, which really helps the team members understand their own personality and how it interacts with others. So one of the greatest results is often that someone says, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were just doing something to make me mad, but I found out your style is just completely different than mine." So they have this aha and go, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" And at the end of the day, when they've made decisions about how to apply this information to practically change how they might have team meetings, how they communicate with each other, it's astonishing again how the team can move through difficult situations and challenges in a much smoother and quick way. Another tool that I use is a systemic approach. So I'm approaching the team and thinking about what are the implications for the organization, thinking about their implications for their stakeholders, and thinking about the implications for them interpersonally. So I'm listening to the team on multiple levels and layers, thinking about the fact that they're not operating in a vacuum, and so it often helps to widen their perspective and increase their results. One other piece around the consulting is that there are times when I'm brought in to first, someone might give me a call to say, "I'd like to do a Myers-Briggs type indicator workshop for my team." And before I'd be willing to do that, we always talk about, is this really the right answer for your team? So just because that's a tool that could be used doesn't necessarily mean it's the right one for you now. So often I will do data gathering, sometimes individual interviews with the team members, sometimes it's a focus group, and really getting the information from the team about what's working well in the team and what could make this team even more effective. So some questions I'll often ask are, when were you proudest of working on this team? Or, what one thing would make your work even more effective here? And once we have that data, then we determine if Myers-Briggs or something else might work better. So often we will do the Myers-Briggs as a second step or in a different place if we've determined that how the team makes decisions or communicates or has agreements or many other choices. So we would focus on the most important things first. And what I find is often the senior leaders are really grateful for that data that they didn't have. They can only look at the team from their perspective. So with the additional data, we make the very best decision. I worked with a team recently, and at the end of the workshop, someone said, "Wow, this workshop was I was engaged all day, and that hasn't happened very often." They said, "You really tailored this exactly to what we needed." And that was as a result of all the pre-work and the data gathering that we were able to tailor it exactly for what was required for this team. So it was exciting for that to happen.